Welcome back to me. Okay, hold on, guys. I forgot to stop one thing. Okay, there you go. So, welcome back. And of course, tonight we're going to Philippines. And we're going back to our stream where you can talk with me and share your mother's stories. How's your mother like? Because tomorrow is going to be Mother's Day, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to talk about like to all the mothers, commemorating them and kind of like giving them the day. What is your mother like? Ayan. Did I do that correctly? So I'm going to talk about that. If you want to share stories about your mom, if you just kind of like wanted to remember your childhood, how's it like, and if you're also a mother and you wanted to share some stories that you think might kind of like help other mothers out there, please do come and join me together on the screen. Please be decent, Ayan, for everyone. Ayan, I want you to kind of present yourself and express, this is the time, as we've said earlier in the stream, this is where you practice being emotional and, of course, mentally fit. And that's how we kind of like try to practice how we are going to kind of like share this, and sometimes sharing stuff about us, about our life is actually kind of nice for some people because they might relate, and whatever you do in your life might actually help them as well to reach what you have reached in your own life. Ganon. And Stardust, ula ula. O, diba? Mega mega love shout out to you, Stardust. Alu alu. O, diba? And Felipe G says, my mother passed away 25 years ago this July. Ooh. Oh, 25 years ago this July. So it's almost like anniversary kind of way. So you lost her very, very early then. And Cracker, kumusta? Armani, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's you, Armani. Mega, mega love. Shout out to you. How you doing? Kumusta? Alo. Sorry to hear that, Felipe G. So how's your mother like? Like, if there's one word that you can actually describe what's your mother like, what would be the word like? Ganon. Kamusta guapa cheekbones? Oh, I miss that. I miss someone calling me guapa cheekbones. Ayun. And ooh, Stardust. And Megalab shoutouts, Tordas, Crocker from Puts, mabuti naman dito, umaga dito. And POB, hi, how's your lovely lady? And thanks, admin, diba? So, I've always think about this many times. Like, my mom is such a very, I would say, like I've learned a lot just by watching her, like growing up and watching how she is, how she kind of like carry herself, how confident she is, how smart she is, kind of like made me want to be like her. Like she's always been a businesswoman type of girl. Like I actually explained this. I actually described my mom like with like Westerners, especially the ones that wanted to know like how it's like in the Philippines. So like back in the day, I feel like my mom is one of those people that actually really think outside the box, that there are more things out there for me, and if you have that kind of people, that's why I always tell you guys, I feel I'm just lucky. In life, we need a little bit of luck sometimes. So I really am lucky to be surrounded with people that actually kind of like made a foundation of how I wanted to be in my life and how I wanted to be happy. So these are the things that you have to actually understand. So if you have kids around you, if you have, like new generation that needs guidance, it doesn't have to be biological. You can always guide them towards the good way, the good path, because kids nowadays really need this. Ganon. Rod Moto Vlog! Ooh la la! Mega mega love shout out and welcome to IC Fit Stream. Rod Moto. Ayan. Say hi to Rod Moto. O, diba? Okay ka lang ba? Abala palagi sa trabaho. Ooh, Crocker, I'm okay. Okay lang ako. I'm very, very good. And oh, good to hear that, POB. Stardust. She's indeed and still lovely. Thank you, Stardust. Diba? I don't know why I do that. Sometimes it's just come through. I don't know why. And happy Mother's Day, Ayan. How about you, Sergi? How's your mother like? Like, if there's one word that you would describe your mother, what would it be? Ganon. Star. Ooh. Is that for Stardust or is that for your mother? The one word. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Oh, that's good. Smiley face, Felipe. So, that's the thing, like, so how about, like, what is the thing that you remember about your mother, Felipe G? Like, always, like, if you reminded of her, what is the thing that reminds you of her all the time? Money. Sergi talaga, walang keme. Money. Kind. Oh, and that's why you're kind, Felipe G. Because your mom is kind. Remarkable. Ooh, la la. Right? And what else? I want to know more. See, the thing is, mothers, father will come, of course. We're going to talk about you fathers out there, but it's time for mothers to shine. Ayan. Money. That's funny. Diba? Making me iced coffee. Oh, that's kind of cool. Right? So, yeah, with my mom, it's always like we have this thing where we're so close that always a lot of people always mistaken us for sisters kind of way growing up like that. So, yeah, I miss my mom a lot, a lot, lot, lot. She need too much because she too kind to accommodate the barangay. Yes, we remember this, Bless her. She's the Robin Hooda of the barangay. Hala, galaan, that sound like my mom. But the thing is, I think there's a huge thing about, especially like, women. I feel like for us women, especially if you're a mother and like you have so much money. Sometimes I feel like a lot of like old lady who has a lot of money. This is what they do for hobby. Like they just want to share it, you know. So it's like, well, my kid has money. So I'm going to ask my kid money and then I'll feed everyone. That's kind of like a Filipino thing. I swear to God, that's happened a lot. And I've seen that a lot. Ay, nako. I'm getting tired. And puts cheers then. O, diba? Let's see if I have something for you guys. Let's see. I actually think, I don't know if this is connected though. Probably not. Probably not. Okay, it's not connected. Oh, it's cheers then. O, diba? Why are you so pagod na? Why are you so tired, Puts? And while I'm working smart to earn money, my money was very happy to spend my money to her relatives and grandchild. It's a Filipino thing. I think it won't. Well, the thing is, I feel like it's not just a Filipino thing. I feel like Mexican. That's why Mexican and Filipino are kind of like, like the Mexico of Asia is Filipino, because I feel like they also have like that kind of culture as well. So if you're Mexican and if ever you stumbled upon this stream, let me know if that's correct, because I don't know. I just heard that from somewhere. So I want to know if that's true. But I'm pretty sure it's not just a Filipino thing. It's a money thing, like old lady, when they get old and they have money to spend, they would spend it with other people. And I think it's because as a mother, you always, especially if you love being a mother, you love taking care of somebody. It's almost like if you become a mother, that became your whole purpose in life, is to nurture your kid. And by the time your kid grows up, you missed that feeling because you're so in love with being a mother. And that's why you do that with all of your relatives or people that you think is. And my mother wants to watch K drama. That's why I don't want child. Ooh. Plus the thing is, like it's very like having kids is something that you will never ever be prepared. Like there's no mental, emotional preparedness for it. Like, what's the step by step? How can you be ready? You cannot. Because people can tell you can be ready for a kid if you're financial stable. No, it's not. Because remember, for a well being, for an overall healthy lifestyle. And obviously, if you're a good parent, you want the best for your kid. So you just not have to talk about financial. There's emotional investment. If you yourself are emotionally not emotionally fit, if you are emotionally unfit, how can you nurture a kid? So this is the things that I feel really fitness is something that every single one of us, whether you're disabled or not, needs it. There's a lot of factors. And Eliana, I hope you understand the meaning of emotional and mental health earlier in the stream. I hope I kind of like answer the questions that lingers in your mind. And if not, you can always cross-reference things. I list down the articles where it comes from, so you can always just check them out and cross-reference it with other articles. I'm happy to have cats and dogs, but cats and dogs pets are actually like almost like a kid, because there's also life and responsibility that you have to do for them. And still here. Miss Money, thank you guys. If you want to come up, please do come up. And of course, welcome to our regular, diba? Our resident co-panel, and always love to talk to Sir Galaan. Diba? Ang gwapo natin ngayon. Saan tayo pupunta?
Kauwi
Saan tayo
na,
tatambay?
namili, namalengke, 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 ang iyong ang iyong galang ang Pinoy. Hey everyone, mega love shout out to everyone. I hope that you guys are
Yeah.
doing well. Speaking of mom,
Oh,
happy Mother's Day guys in advance.
thank you. It's gonna be my day off tomorrow. So the thing is with me, so like, okay, I'm gonna share something. I usually don't share stuff. So I'm a very, I would say, very hands on mother. So, I mean, I'm not complaining. I love what I do. I love serving. I love serving my boys. But at the same time, out of 365 days in a year, I want to relax. I want to be the lazy, like, I'm not going to do anything. I don't have to think about dinner, lunch, breakfast, or whatever. So I have those 2 day off in a year where I don't do anything. I'm like the princess of the princess of the princess of the queen. You know, I don't do anything. And that's tomorrow and my birthday. So I'm very, very happy tomorrow. The Hunter TV official. Ayan. Oh, Hunter TV, mega love. Shout out to you. Hola, hola. Ayan, let's do this. Ayan, much better. Ayan. Oh, di ba ang gwapo ni Sergi ngayon? Oh, guys, oh. Oh,
Nga
pa isa
pala.
naman dyan, oh. Ayan. Pa isa naman dyan, oh. Kiriring, kiriring. Ayan,
Shout
di ba?
out. Iba talaga pag ano, sariwa.
He said he's fresh, guys. It's really different when you're fresh. Diba?
Sometimes it
When you're
makes the
raw.
the
Diba?
world ano, turn difference.
Ayan. Okay, so put he's saying here, ayan. Galaan, I demand attention. And of course, Eliana Murphy, ayan. What is your mother like? Because I'm not a mother just yet. Ooh. So Eliana Murphy, the question is, do you want to be a mother someday? That's the question, isn't it? But my mother is very, very, I would say, if you see me as an independent woman, that's all because of my mother. Because my mother is the person who actually told me that not just because you're a girl, you can't do anything. You have all the power. Use it with all of your advantages. Diba? I like my mother for that. So yes. Ayan. If you don't like me, blame my mother.
Can you text
And
first the
Daisy
father?
Mother's Day. Hmm?
Can you text first or PM the father before you call the mother?
No. The father is just a donor. Loko namin yan. Kasi kumbaga, as a mother, of course, guys. Hold on, guys. Let me just change this real quick. Mm.
What happened to IC?
Ayan. O, di ba? Parang nakakagulat naman to. Ay, parang may mali. O, di ba? May pa-blur tayo ngayon. Parang pangit ko naman. may pa Nagulat ako sa itsura ko, but may blurred. Hindi ko alam saan nanggaling yung blurred. Anyways, guys. Okay. Enough of that.
It's delay IC. Delayed
Delayed? What do you mean delayed?
Are we delayed?
John Queen! Hottie with the green eyes. Yes. Green eyes today. Still green. Ayan. Hi, co-host from Stardust. Ayan.
Hello.
Am I delayed or you're delayed? Which one is it? I don't know. Hold on. Ang hirap naman din.
Hi.
Ayan. Gitna tayo. Ayan. Mega love shout out John Queen from admin. O, diba? But yes, my mother is like that. Like, I would say, if there's a first word that pops into my head, that would be like strong, independent woman. That's kind of like who my mother is. For me. Ganun. And hello, okay, ikaw lang, kumusta, Crocker? If you don't like me, blame my mother. Noted. Lagot ka, Poots. Lagot ka. Ayan. I see 1.5 second delay. Me?
I get that 1 minute. I'll close and I'll get back. I will open again the YouTube. Sorry guys, I've noticed that too. We are delayed.
So who's delayed, me or you?
Hello world.
Ayan. Fresh has Pinoy been in the CRISPR? And ayan. Did I miss anything? Should mentally and emotionally ready nowadays. Financially is very important too. Ayan, having
I
a
agree
kid.
to that. That's very important. That's very important. Especially when we
So
get
for you,
old.
Sergi, when was the point? Like, do you still remember where or when did you realize, and what is that important factor that really made you decide not to have kids? What was it?
I I think the whole world is messed, and I don't want to give any chance to any of my DNA to to struggle if there are struggle. I've seen. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's like this. I I think I don't. The real thing is that I don't have a fatherhood or parenthood kind of you know. Um,
Father figure?
no, not that. Like, I've seen my family. It's a huge family. It's a huge integrated family, and it's not really nice. It's not really you know what is what it's like to have a family for me. So I believe that if you can't raise a child and give those what she or he needs, then you don't have any rights to have a child. Even that
Ooh.
I can give and I can provide, but the feelings and the emotional stress that I get from my family background was not enough to 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 be strong and to be you know I think to be strong and face to have a child, a family or family, even family,
Yes. And yes, at dahil dyan, another caller. Ayan, we have another caller. This is the first time. Ayan, this is the first time he is in IC Fit. Welcome, welcome to John Queen! Oh, diba? John Queen, meet Sergi and the chat. Chat, you already know who John Queen is. Welcome, welcome to IC Fit. No. If he's there, ayan, John Queen, are you there? O, diba? You're muted, John Queen. O, diba? JQ, muted.
Sorry, sorry. Oh my, yeah, I'm absolute mute. Yeah, forgive me. That's Barocci. That is Barocci. There, that's Barocci. Right.
that's the place I want to
Yeah,
Yes.
return.
and yeah, I just was hearing you talking about your mother, and I was just wondering if your mother is available because she sounds like a really nice lady. Is your mother available?
You want to be my stepdad? That would be awesome.
Congratulations.
If you're watching Mother, ayan, if you're available, John Queen is
Oh my.
applying.
Well, she sounds like a really nice lady. Hey, nice. Good to see you, IC and Sergi, thank God I finally got to meet you. I know you're a superstar, and I'm not. I'm not. But hey, it's nice to meet you.
Yan. And Matipid Lolo says here, Sergi, ayan, Sergi, is actually Sir, as in SIR, and then G for
I always
Galaan.
get his name. I always get his name wrong. I don't know. I always get his name wrong. I'm sorry. I really am so sorry.
Just
Yes.
call me
But
Pinoy, guys.
Can we
yes,
work at this out? Yeah. I
Pinoy
mean, you
probably
called
will
it.
be.
I'm not trying to. Yeah.
Yes. And
Hey,
Sergi
is
is
it
a
Sir?
responsible.
Is it Sir G or Surge? Like Surge?
No,
Either.
just call him Pinoy. Just
Just
call
call
him
me
Pinoy.
Pinoy. That's more
Hey,
easy.
Kuya, Kuya, hey, Kuya.
Uh,
How about that?
Okay, that's more easy. That's more good.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's older than you guys?
I think
Well, I
I'm
don't
older.
know.
I'm 42, but I look younger.
Oh. How about you, John?
I reckon,
You
I reckon you look a bit. I reckon you look a bit gayer. He looks a bit gayer. But you know what? I'm not gonna pick on you, man. I will not pick on you, dude. You're a great dude.
Arigato, Jankin, for that. Thank you.
Hey,
Ayan.
I see you are looking fantastic tonight.
Arigato. I thank you guys. I do make effort. I don't. I rarely do this.
Yeah,
I rarely
you really
do
have
this.
made an effort, haven't you, tonight? My God, have a look at this girl. What a stunner.
Oh, arigato. But JQ, ayan, since we're talking about mothers, and Sergi already kind of described her mom is, how about you? If there's one word that would describe your mom, what would the word be?
Um, like dead.
What? Say that again.
Dead.
Oh,
Dead. No, and can you explain why that would be the word?
Well, because she's dead.
oh, she's dead.
So she's dead
Sorry.
too. Is there anything that you kind of like remember about your mother that you kind of like
Oh,
in the top of your
yeah.
head?
Hey, I'll tell you what. My mother kind of reminds me a little bit of you. She was a beautiful person, had a beautiful spirit, and she could make friends. She had that many friends. It wasn't funny. Yeah, she had a really
She
good
has a
heart.
lot of friends that wasn't funny. What do you mean?
I said, no, I said she had a lot of friends, um,
Okay.
and she was good at making friends.
Mm.
And basically, that's just a terminology we use here in Australia. She had that many friends. It wasn't funny. That's a terminology.
Oh. So
Yeah,
what like if you're gonna explain that for a non-Australian, because it seems like a play of words, if I would translate it how I would translate it,
yeah.
it's not funny. It's like has so many friends, it's not funny. It's almost like a sarcastic way of saying like I don't like it. So what's what's behind
It's almost like saying it's unbelievable.
it's not funny. It's unbelievable. It's not
Yeah,
really like a negative thing. It's just
no,
how you say it.
yeah.
Oh,
It's a play on words.
okay. Hmm.
Yeah,
Is that how English in Australia like play on
yeah,
words?
yeah, yeah, yeah. We play on words.
Mhm. So, how about you, Sergi? How many Australians have you encountered? And because JQ is Australian, and what kind of like perspective do you have of an Australian person?
Oh, come
Well,
on. Try to
um,
be nice. Please try to be nice.
I have I have met amazing Australian people, couples, and even I have considered to have Australian mom and dad before, even now, but they are gone now. When back those days when I was still working, I have met I have met a very beautiful couple who is from Brisbane. They were in their 70s and they are traveling for holiday. I met them, and every day I was with them from breakfast till dinner to the party, just like every day, like I've been a part of their family and their holiday. And it was very nice until they get back home. They were keep on
Mhm.
chatting and emailing and sharing some what's latest or where you're gonna go for your next holiday. Are you really planning to come on Brisbane? Are you give us some details? But it's not very easy for me to go and have tourist visa in Australia. And back in work, there are Aussie, which is sometimes they are sharks. They are sharks. My OC friends, the guys, the men's, they are sharks, and the women's are, they are really beautiful and gorgeous.
Hang on,
Ooh,
hang on, hang on. What do you mean short? The Aussie guys are short. We're not
Shark,
short.
shark, shark,
shark,
Oh,
shark.
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 Yes, they are shark.
Why?
Um,
Why do you say that?
because at works they get this kind of nickname. They are sharks because they are good in
Oh,
catch.
Good
oh,
at
they're
catching.
good at catching
They are
what?
good.
What are
Osi,
they
osi,
catching?
osi. Oi, oi, oi. Osi, osi, osi. Oi, oi, oi.
Mm.
Oh, how about everyday part of life? Where are you, Mikey? Why aren't you coming in the panel? But
I,
yes, in Australia, like how mother like if you kind of like explain it in a way, like from Philippines and to Australia, is there any kind of like, of course, John Queen has been in the Philippines and you surgery is also has an interaction with Australians. If you kind of like make a difference of how mothers are like in countries, can you explain how your mother is like as Australian and as a Filipina? Like, what are the stereotypes of being a mother in a particular country where you from? Can you share in the stream or in the viewers? Yan. Limited ang English natin. My English is very limited today, so bear with me, guys. I don't know why, but I'm kind of like running out with words today.
Well, you know what? You're looking fantastic. Okay, so don't worry about your English. You look great. Okay. Now,
Arigato.
what I will have to say, um, and I'll swear to God, I am not lying right now. All right, and I'll be. This is the most honest thing I've ever said ever, and it's the culture. You got to look at culture, right? Culture, 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 culture. And the thing is, the Filipino culture is very similar to Australian culture, English culture, American culture. It's very, 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 very similar. It's got a Christian background, right?
right.
And it's got a democratic government style, and well, you know what I mean, political system. But it's based on Christianity, right? So that's why we all get along so well. We are rooted in that. That's how I see it, anyway. What do you think?
So you think like being a mother in Australia has no difference as being a mother in the Philippines?
Well, we know it's harder in the Philippines, don't we? It's harder. It's a harder life living in the Philippines. It's a harder life
Mm.
generally.
Colonial
It's a
culture,
harder life.
yes, equals Filipino culture, but I'm an outsider. LOL. Diba? So how about you, Sergi? Like, what kind of like difference do you think? Like,
Hey, young
if
put.
you think about being a Filipino, do you think there's a huge difference when you see Western mothers or like different mothers from other countries with our own Filipina mothers?
I think okay. I've worked with a lot of mom during the file from the last I don't remember how many years. I have met a lot of parents from different countries, region, beliefs, and backgrounds. I think all the moms, most of them are amazing mother. The only thing that what made my mom different from the others is that I believe is it is that because she's a Filipino, and being a Filipino mom is uh, what I understand and what I've observed from my sisters and some relatives. They are all Filipinas. They have this too much love for their child and taking all the responsibilities. afraid to give, to give them too much, like what I mean is they are afraid to, to give responsibilities. uh, this is from my family. I don't know from other Filipino family. They are afraid and they are overprotective, and at the end they lost the game if it is a game. But in general, they are all amazing people. Mothers are amazing. Not for everyone, but generally, I think 97% of mom's world are amazing.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
So,
I
do
totally
you
agree with you.
think your
So,
mothers,
well said.
yes, do you think your mothers did a pretty good job? Like, if you can actually say it, or you don't have to answer this question, but if you're gonna say something, what do you think your mother did the best for you? Like, what do they give you that up till this day you hold close to your heart because it comes from your mother and it's something that your mother really helped you towards being an adult in this life? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a deeper thing. And I would answer this for myself. Let me answer this so you can actually understand what I mean because I'm limited in English today. So for me, I feel like, for whatever it's worth, there are things that you want to feel that you love your own country, but coming from two different countries, it's always going to be, I'm going to be always an outsider of whatever country I am from. But I think the best thing that my mom gave me is making me a Japanese citizen. And I know there's some sort of like, bad people that would tell me it's not good because, you could have a Filipino passport as well. But you know how life is in the Philippines. And I think, she makes sure, even though it's not really what she wanted, because obviously I grew up in the Philippines, she wants me there. But at the end of the day, she gave me one of the things that actually made me who I am right now. So that's one thing that I think my mother gave me that I will never ever will be able to kind of like, take for granted. So how about you guys? What is your mother gave you that up to till this day is
all right.
what
Okay. My
factors?
my mother died at the age of 37. And,
Mm.
She's very young.
yeah, she died of cancer, and
Oh.
the doctors gave her 6 months to live, and she lasted for 7 years. That woman, and it just goes to show the constitution of that woman, because she wanted to see her boys, because I got two brothers. She wanted to see us, like, at least grow up a little bit. So she made it to 37, and then she fell off the planet.
Mhm.
So yeah, she showed me a little bit of strength and that sort of thing.
Mm. How about you, Sergi?
Well, this is what's keep on my old, you know um, being me as a Filipino and being me as a son. My mom's, because there is an instance in our life that could she could have changed my life, but she didn't do that and keep me and keep us all in the family, no
Mm.
matter how hard life is. So there is her cousin who are living in Sweden. I was very young that time, and they wanted to adopt me so I can have a nice life and I can have a nice future. But my mom doesn't give me and my other sister to her relatives for them to have a nice or nicer life because my parents are poor. But she said that, I cannot make you rich, but I did try every single part of my life to make you a nice person, not for me but for other people, and then come home with a smile. Very strange.
It all works out.
Very
But
strange, right?
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like when it comes to like family, mother, father, when it comes to being a mother, is like, what's the difference? Like John Quinn is a father, right, John?
Yeah, yeah, I've got, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I've got
So,
kids.
what do you think is the big difference when we talk about raising kids when it comes to being a father? It's like, what's
What,
your main job? Like for the future fathers out there that want to have kids, it's like, in your experience as a father, what do you think is the most important thing you should have when you decide you want to be a father?
well, what you got to do basically is quite simple. You got to love that kid, right? You got to put your arm around that kid, you know, and tell them that you love them. That's it. That's all you need to do. It's not hard,
Mhm.
isn't it? That's all you got to do.
Oh,
You- You're there.
yes! Wailami, akyat na, Wailami. Ayan. We still have like at least 30 minutes to go, guys. So definitely want to talk to about all of this stuff. But anyways, ayan, John Queen, ayan, Sir G. Is this the first time you ever talked to John Queen? Or
Yeah.
you had the
Yes.
conversation on the chat?
It, yeah, it was. It is.
Oh.
What
So
about
far,
Sergi? Sergi, what's Sergi's opinion on bringing up kids?
No,
well, Sergio doesn't have kids.
Oh, he's
He
got no kids.
decided to not have kids. Yes,
Oh,
but yes, you can answer that if you want, Sergi.
well, me and my wife, we have a different kind of lifestyle that if we have a child, we'll lose a kind of lifestyle we have. Kind of,
Mhm.
it's not very easy to have a child. It's bigger than us, you know. It's bigger than us, and we both don't have the kind of parent spirit. So, like, if we're gonna have a
Um,
child, I'll send them home to my mom because she loved to collect kids. She loved to
yeah,
give
yeah.
grandchildren
Oh my
home
God, the
together.
Filipinos. My God, can't they? They can pump out kids, can't they?
No,
and Bebe, mega, mega love shout out.
the
And
thing
be
is
the
that
kind person you wanted your kids to be. And I want to read this from Matipid Lolo. POB. There is a fundamental difference in Western culture. Genesis 2, verse 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. From Matipid Lolo.
That's
Ayan.
deep. That is very deep. That's very deep.
Let's get deep. Ayan. But yes, but I want to go back to this, like, so when Sergi talked about like they don't have the spirit of being a parent, I actually ponder this a lot because I've seen a lot of kids who has sadly very bad mothers. And I'm not trying to judge here very harshly, but when I say bad mother, I'm pretty sure we have the common knowledge of what that it means. I'm pretty sure they have their choices, they have their justification, but the question that always lingers in my head is, as being a mother or a father, especially being a mother, because we do carry them 9 months, is there just really like some women who kind of like feel that their kid is such a, some people think feels like they're collateral damage, or they're kind of like, something that they can hold their husband or partners with and such and such. I don't like hating people, but I feel like, because the word hate is such a very, very big word, but I really don't like them. Like every fiber of my body doesn't like a woman when they use their kid as a weapon to make a person stay. Like I have that really deep
I mean,
anger
Jesus
in
Christ,
that.
and, we could talk for hours on this subject. What you're talking about.
Yes.
I mean,
Right?
you have a child that might be challenged in some sense. You know what I mean? He might have, or she might have some sort of issues going on. What you know what I mean?
Mm,
Spectrum, all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and it's the same with friendship, right? I keep coming back to the same old thing, and I'll always say this: all you got to do is put your arm around them and tell them that you love them. That's it. That's all you got to do. And it doesn't matter if it's friendship or if it's your kid or you know what I mean. Some poor bastard on the street. You get
that's
someone, you get someone doing that for you. It's like someone's just, you know what I mean. That's a weight lifted off your. You're gonna be. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. You know what I
right.
mean. And as long as they tell you you're gonna be all right, and they put their arm around you and they tell you you're gonna be all right. You know what I mean?
And
That's how you
Canadian
got to do it.
Samurai,
Okay.
mega
How you
mega
do it.
love, shout out.
That's how you do it.
That's
That's how
true.
you do it.
That's
But
my
that's really
mom did
true.
actually.
And
That's
this is one of the reasons that I have such a trigger point when, because I'm on YouTube now and I hear stuff. Sometimes, no offense to people or specifically men that says this, that they don't want to father, not their own child. It's like, what's wrong with you? It's like you don't. I get it that, like dealing with single mothers out there is very, very kind of like a very big deal. But to kind of like shame someone just because their kid doesn't have a father, and telling the people you don't want to father someone that isn't your kid, is me saying something for you. It's like this is why we're right now. We're at where we're now. I'm good enough
Okay,
English,
yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing
right?
you.
Right?
I'm
Because
hearing
it's like
you.
they keep telling single mothers everywhere, blah 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 blah. Do you
Yes,
think you guys are being nice to the single mother? And you don't have to be nice to the mother, but if you actually be a role model, a father figure, don't have to be father, just a father figure, like an uncle, like
but
in the
okay,
Philippines.
okay. Hang on. I see. I see.
Hold on, John Queen. Hold on, let me finish.
I'm getting. I'm getting. Okay, I'll give you the male perspective in a minute.
Okay, hold on, JQ. But in the Philippines, I grew up in a sense of community where if you have a kid, you can actually trust your neighbor to take care of your kid. Like, watch out for that. I'll just go to the market. It's pretty common. Nowadays, you don't see that. You don't feel that. It's like everyone is on their own, and that's why we have less of matured men, that would lead us to whatever, should we be. So yes, go ahead, John Queen. How about you? What are you thinking?
Hey. I'm hearing you, and it's sad what you're talking about. It's sad. It's really sad what you're talking about. Because back in the day, yep, you could have like taken on, you know, a lady with a kid, but now you are treated like shit. If you take another woman with a kid, right? Because you're not allowed to touch, you're not allowed to hug that kid, you're not allowed to talk to that kid or nothing, because otherwise you'd be treated like a pedophile, right? That this is what society has gotten to, right? And it's disgusting, and you know, it really has. It's pathetic the way it's. So guys are too scared to even, you know what I mean? They're too scared. They don't want to go there, right? They don't want to go there. They don't, you know what I mean? You don't want to be labelled as that, do you?
I
And
guess you're right.
you know that as well as me, don't you, dude? Sir G. And so we won't go there. We won't go there. But back in the old days, yeah, we could have gone there. And you know, you know, as we all know, a woman and their child are an inseparable bond. You will never ever come in first place. You're always going to be in second place, right? The kid comes first, all right, and I understand that the kid always has to come first. But you imagine, you walking into another relationship, the kid's already there. You're not the dad of that kid. That you're just the dude that is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With my mum. You're just the dude with my mum. Yeah, I don't think a hell of a lot of you, really.
So how about you, sir? Growing up, you said earlier you don't have like a father figure. You've said this kind of like multiple times in the stream.
Yeah.
So right now, ooh la la, we have another one. Before you answer that question, please welcome Matipid Lolo.
Matipid. Hey, Matipid. How you going, Matipid?
Hello. I just want to share this, right? I've been a stepfather. I married a woman with kids. I was a stepfather.
Yeah, I've been there.
So let's be honest here, right? What we say in America is being a step parent is a thankless job.
Oh,
and the reason why is because you do everything the father's supposed to do, and what the woman says is, well, you knew I had kids when you got with me, so you knew what you were taking on. But if you and that woman end up getting divorced, those kids go back. They reestablish the relationship with their biological father. You're the forgotten piece.
Yeah. Oh.
No,
100%.
and like with all due respect, this is what I'm trying to say. This is the time to step up if you're a man. Because I'm not talking about you and a lot of stepfathers out there who actually kind of like got through with it. Yes, I'm talking about the men who are constantly ruining everything in the mainstream right now. It's like they're talking about this, but yes, I understand the emotional investment.
But the reason why is because in the West, it originally how it started off originally was, hey, I am a woman with kids, and you have to accept me. So because that was the belief in the 80s and the 90s, men accepted them. But the problem was there was never no gratitude or thanks that you accepted me and my kids. That's just the way it was.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I'm telling. It's not about, like it's an individual problem. Because if I'm the single mother and you did that for me, my gratitude will probably for a lifetime, especially if you're a good stepfather, just by itself.
And I say that, right, because I have a relationship with my stepchildren and my step grandchildren. They bother me more than I want to be bothered. Believe me, I don't even want to be bothered by them, but they come by and visit me anyway. But I'm saying for a lot of men, they didn't get that gratitude, and that's why they have the attitude they have now, because they felt like the woman felt like she was entitled to it. And what they're saying is, when I love you, my job as a man is to love you and your children. Your job as the woman is to show me you love me more, and we're not looking for just a stepfather. And the women in the West failed to do that part. They did not show the man, hey, you're a priority too. You come first too.
Yeah, I'd have to say you're right and you're wrong. But yeah, I mean, because I've been there myself. I know the game. I've been there. I've done that. And I still got my stepkids calling me dad. And you know what I mean? And it's a hard game because then the next minute I get a phone call from the ex, you know, don't you ever talk to my fucking kids again. You know what I mean? Like this sort of shit.
Yeah,
And
and that's the thing. That's why
yeah, it's hard.
I
It's hard.
feel like this is such a chaotic thing, but at the
Yeah,
same
it
time,
is
this is
chaos.
why you have to be really smart on the choices you are taking. I'm not saying like don't be me or accept every single mother out there and be father to every. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like be smart with the choices. Like be smart of who you really want to take care
Yeah,
of, like, whose single mother out there do you think is deserving
honestly,
to be taken care of? It's not, I don't see it as a bad thing because you also, as a person, have an option to choose which one. So if you think this is an entitled, it doesn't have to be like just because you have one relationship that is bad, you're gonna generalize everyone. And this is what I'm saying. So this is my question for Sergi because I feel like Sergi, like different from all of us, you know, I would assume you find the experience of being a father with your niece and nephew. Yeah, you have so many, I would assume. But coming from, without a father figure at this time and phase of your life, do you think that a kid should really grow up with a father and a mother, biological, or it has to be biological, or it doesn't really matter
Okay,
as
well,
a person without
my
their own
main
kid?
nowadays, for me, a family, it's not just about blood relationship. You can pick up any you like. I can adopt and can be the father for anybody else because family is the most crucial part of society that we are so bind and sometimes made us nice person and made us sometimes the opposite side, right? Well, growing up, it doesn't really necessary that you should have your own father or your own biological mother. No, just to have a mother, a father who really has this huge love to share to you. You know, for you to be this kind of person in the future because it's like I grew up almost almost I see my father like twice in a not twice in a year that but not most of the time my father was there. Most of the time my mom was there, my sister and my relatives are there, like my uncles. But yes, I grow up without without my father most of the time. But these
yeah,
days,
hey, dude, but your dad might have been out working,
yeah, he
right?
does.
He's busy working.
It's true. It's true. He is busy working, and he is because also I was from the second family. I was also from the second family, and
Mm.
it's kind of he has a huge family to take care of, and how could I say? Yeah. Um, Nowadays I think um, we can create a family, we can have a family or a child not from our own. And also once I become a father for someone who doesn't belong to me, but our relationship end up and it was nice. He's the child calling me father, dad, but she knows that I'm not his father. I'm just her mom, boyfriend, like this kind of thing. And the only thing that sad is that we don't work out, and that beautiful life, that child was, I don't feel like I lose her mom. I feel like I lost her, you know, because
That's what
Yeah,
actually
I love
was.
her like my
that's
own
sad.
child.
That's sad,
And
isn't it? That's sad.
yeah, that's really sad.
Yes.
But life is like this.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's what
life
exactly
sucks.
I feel like what Matipid Lolo was saying. But this is just my thought process, okay? So for a man, I actually, I will never understand, don't get me wrong, what it is to have that kind of expectation from the society that you have to be the man. But I feel like a lot of you guys wanted to be a man, like a real man. So one thing
Well,
that I uh,
you know what pisses me off about you? I think you want to be the man.
no, the thing is, what makes it really confusing to me nowadays is that I hear a lot of I want to be a man, but one of the noble thing that a man can do is actually be responsible for a huge people, like people around them, trying to be the role model of every. And I think in the black community, this is happening. You can see this American football. This is happening. So I feel like that sense in the West, I don't know if it's still happening even in a smaller scale, not just, like specific in NFL only, people that are connected with this. I wonder if it does happen in a more huge kind of like setting.
Hang on,
But my
you're sounding a
question
bit
is right
racist.
now
You're
for
sounding
every one
racist.
of you, yes, for every one of you, my question is because you all are men, for you guys, what is the important thing as a man to be raised by your real mother? Like the
I,
love,
I,
yes.
let me share this right here. My mother and father divorced when I was 8. I didn't see my mother again till I was 23.
Yeah, so you're brought up hard.
So I was brought up strictly by my father. I did not see my mother from I was 8 till I was 23.
Yeah,
I
you're
didn't
brought up
establish a
hard.
relationship with my mother until after I was 30. Now I see her. Now I see her like maybe twice a month, but we really didn't have a relationship till after I was 30. So
Yeah, you're brought up hard.
so for me, I believe that you know having a mother and father is always a good situation, but the reality of it is that's not always going to be the case.
Mhm.
And at a certain point in your life, you have to realize that if I didn't have a father or if I didn't have a mother, it's okay because your life circumstance did not make you who you are. You looked at your life circumstances and you determine who you're going to be.
Exactly my point when I say emotional and mentally fit.
You
That's
know,
what it is.
there were things that I missed out as far as being nice and kind
Hey,
to people, but growing up
Aussie,
with just a
Aussie,
father. And I just had to learn
Aussie,
those things as I grew older to be nicer and kinder to people and a little more empathetic and a little more emotional.
you are
But
looking seriously physically fit. Oh my god.
all right, I'm gonna see y'all
John, you're
later.
getting good to John.
I think John Q wants a one-on-one time. I'm gonna see y'all later. Y'all have a great day.
Hey, where
No,
you
no.
going? Where you going?
Yeah,
Hey,
is it? We only have like 20 more minutes. Stay with us. Matipid na lang.
hang around, dude. Come on, please. We need some
Yeah,
fucking
yes. There's
stability
only
here.
20 more minutes.
I,
Ayan.
I
But
just say that. I just say that because me and my mother have a great relationship now. I go. She's 86. I'm 58. I go visit her all the time. I take care of my mother. My mother can live with me. All right, but not all my siblings have a great relationship with my mother, and the reason why is because she didn't raise us. But I just choose to
mhm,
have a great relationship with my mother.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you
You
want to be
also
a
have
man.
to remember if it wasn't for your mother, you wouldn't be on the planet.
But I'll tell you the difference. But let me tell you the differences, right? My mother, because she's Asian, she firmly believes in this saying. She says, you're only gonna ever have one mother. You could have many wives. So always put your mother first. Okay,
That's
but
very
You
common
know
to
what?
Asian mom. Very common to
I
Asian
did
mom.
that.
right, but as a Westerner, we're taught by the Bible to cleave to your spouse. You leave your mother and father behind, and you put your spouse first. See, that's the Western belief.
Oh.
So
So
you
I'm
leave,
gonna say my belief.
And
right?
it's
Thing
hard.
is,
It's
no,
hardship to
it's
follow.
like, sorry to cut you off, because it's like, I understand these little things, but as a mother as well, especially with boys, I always find it is very interesting how Asian always think like you only have one mother,
It is.
speak me, blah blah blah. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure for myself as well. Like, if my kids, in the future would have their own wife and their wife is not taking care of them, you bet I will be a raw, like a monster in law. You bet I would be.
Oh my God.
But I
Don't
know for
do that,
a fact.
Icy. When you
No, no,
when
no.
when
I'm
time is
not
happening
done. I'm not
already,
done.
it's in
Let
your
me
decision.
finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. But, growing, getting older, having life, seeing little things, observing people, analyzing things, I understand that it's not the way. I was taught and brainwashed in that kind of tradition as well. But at the same time, I understand, like me, it's so hard for me. If ever there's a chance, I would have to pick, like, for example, my man has to pick between me and his mom. I wouldn't even do that. It's like, nah, no. Because it's so such a common sense. Like, especially if you're a mother and a father, you would understand that once your kid gets like, out of being a minor, they have their own life to fulfill. And you're basically the second priority. You're basically probably, you'll be thankful if your kids take care of you. They don't have any obligation to take care of you. At least that's what I think. You'll be thankful if they do, because that means you create good kids. You nurture them to be good persons. But if they don't, then you don't have to obligate them, because you have your own life to live. If you didn't plan ahead towards your retirement as well and your life, and you're gonna have to take care of your investment, as how some Filipina think of it that way. Nah, I'm out of that tradition. I don't like that tradition, and I don't advocate for that tradition. Your kid has his own life. You shouldn't manipulate them. You should let them learn. It's hard. It's really hard to make them learn their own mistakes, but they have to do it because they need it once you're gone. At the
I
end
want
of the
to.
day, our father will
Icy,
be gone.
Icy.
Go
I
ahead.
I would like to
just
react on that, Icy.
go
I'm
for
sorry,
it.
guys. I would like to react on that what she said about your kids doesn't have any responsibilities with you, and it's true. It's true. I agree with that. But I've seen this in many countries, and it's really sad. Why there are lots of
Mm.
Filipina, um, like, no, I don't have a child, and I don't want to have one. But those people who have a child and already have one, it's not because you have a child for you to take care, but we have to keep this tradition. We have to keep this spirit on them, because if we don't keep this spirit on them, have you seen which country they have a lot of old people who are alone in their oldies in their four corners of room. They are hiring Filipinos to take care of them because their family are too busy and because they have their own life. Do you know what I mean? No. I s- I think is that we as a Filipino, or me, whoever Filipino there, we should keep these traditions. we should keep this and practice this, and let the next generation practice this, and have a family, have a child, so when you grow old you have a child who will look after you, either, or let's say relatives, or keep this spirit. Because it's sad, I've seen people. But even for me, right, I sometimes, I'm not scared. Life, I don't know, today, tomorrow, I'm not sure. But for something that we already seen, I think it's good to keep this tradition. Have a child more than three, make them all nice people.
No,
As
Yeah, okay.
eh,
Hold on.
dude,
just have one.
I'm gonna put everyone on spotlight so we don't have to cut each other one out. Okay. So just let John Quinn say his piece. I add. So what are you saying, John Quinn?
thank you, Icy. Oh my God, you're so polite. I love that about
We're
you.
just gonna do this so we have our own time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
I know,
easier
but
and all for the viewers.
all I want to say, all I want to say is, Matapid, you're right. You only have one mother, and you only have one father, right? And I don't care where you're from, who you think you are, or how intelligent you are. That's a fact. You've only got one mother, and you've only got one father, and that's it. That's life. Like it or leave it, but that's it. That's all you got. All right. Okay. That's all I want to say about that.
I just want to say this right here. To have children to take care of you in your old age sounds like a wonderful concept, except for one thing. I have parents. My wife has parents. So, are we going to bring both our sets of parents to come live with me and my wife? Because if I tell my wife your parents can come, my mother wants to come too. So now my wife's going to have her mother, my mother, and her living in the house. When my wife does when I say, can you make me can you cook me a steak? And my wife says no, my mother is gonna get mad and start criticizing my wife. Then my wife's mother is gonna say, you're criticizing my daughter, and she's gonna jump in there. Now it's always great as long as only one set of parent comes. But the reality of it is, what happens when there's both sets of parents that come? And when you tell one parent yes, you open the door for the other parents as well. And your poor wife is going to be the one that catches the hell, because she's going to be caught between mothers fighting.
Exactly. And this is the reason.
What do you mean exactly?
No,
What does
this
exactly
is
mean? What do you mean exactly? What does exactly mean?
Hold on, John Quinn. Hold on. Your mic is so loud, I can't hear my voice. What I'm saying exactly is this. My point in expressing that, you cannot expect the obligation for your kid to take care of you. It's a bonus. Is because that's kind of like, you nurture a kid. If they come out as a nice person, just like Matipid Lolo, this is what I'm saying. You root, what's the saying? You root what you sow. You have to understand.
You reap.
Yes,
You
you reap what you sow. You give a life to a kid. Now, that kid didn't, as Graham says, we do not choose our mother. So now there's another life in the process. That is your responsibility, because you have 9 months to think about that, and you give him life or her life. Now, as a good parent, there's only one thing to be a good parent that everyone can agree with, is to take care of that child until he or she can be an adult and take care of him or herself. And there are certain ages of that in different countries. Now, why am I saying exactly? Is because, your kid would have his own life to deal with. And you, as getting older, it's just you're teaching to that kid. If he or she decided to take care of you, then you did your job as the parent. But if they didn't, you had your own choices as well. You had to plan as well, for your retirement, because you cannot depend on your kid, because your kid would have another kid that they have to prioritize with. And that's just how I see it, as a parent. So whether I like it or not, if my boys would decided to date something that I didn't like, I have to like these bitches, because that's my key for my kid to love me back. I understand that pretty much well. So I'm gonna play my games right, and I'll be a smart mother. When that time comes.
I'll be like, who's your daddy, baby?
There you go, the naughty one. You have to really say that, John Queen, huh? Okay, let's see, Gray. The role of parents change as time goes by. First, they are careers, then nurturers. Once a child is of age, the parents should become advisors. Parent should never become interferers. Well, at some point, if you, as I've said, once a mother or once a father, once you're a parent, you're always going to be a parent, no matter what. And I swear to God, every parent will probably agree with me. It will never change. You'll still always gonna see your kid as little. As I said, like my mom would always treat me like a little girl, from time to time. Like
I wanna ask you something right now. Are you getting clucky?
What?
Are you getting clucky?
What's clucky?
It's long for
Clucky.
What's clucky?
That's a bit. Please
Define
explain.
clucky.
Yes.
Plucky.
Remember, we're not Australian English here. We don't know any slang. What's clucky means?
Well, they understand it in America as well, don't you? You know what clucky
Okay,
means.
matipid lolo. John Quinn cannot explain what clucky means. Mike, are you still there, Mike? What clucky means?
He's asking you, are you getting feisty? That's what he's asking you. Feisty.
Feisty.
You know what feisty is?
Here's support. Well, I think feisty, like Filipinos are all feisty for the most part.
Yeah, like I'm gonna show you. That's what he's asking you.
No.
That's just you. That's just you.
Clucky means you. Are you thinking about having a kid?
Oh, like a mother hen. Okay, I got you now. He's asking you, are you in the mood? Are you ready to start having children? That's what he's asking you. Are you ready to be a mother?
Children. I have children. I have kids.
She already has kids.
Kids of my own. Yes. I just don't share them. I told you. It's so rare for me to share stuff because that's just who I am as a person. And if you're in my stream for a while, I've always said this. My family, it doesn't want...
I thought you was only 17 years of age.
I'm 200 years old, I've told you. And clicky, like a mother hen sitting in her eggs. There you go, Felipe G, another Australian. Clucky. Biological clock ticking. No, I'm good.
She already has kids. There's no biological clock. She has children.
I know. I had.
She's already had them. Oh,
yeah.
She's already beaten us to it.
Yes. That's why I tell this stuff because, as I've said, I'm not going to share something in my stream where I don't know what I'm
I thought you was a virgin. I thought you was a virgin. Sorry.
Where? Be specific. Ayan. But Scott Graham Felipe G, ayan, nesting syndrome. And Graham says, why not advise your sons to develop a criteria for choosing a good wife before they meet the beaches? Well, it's not, advices, everything, it's all there. As I've said when I started, as I've said earlier, I'm a pretty hands on mother. So I like it when I
Wow.
have a day off tomorrow. I'm going to have a day. That's why I cannot, you know, if there are people asking, why aren't you always on the camera when you get up?
Yeah.
Because I love my privacy, and that's kind of like my family is very very private
Well,
people.
the thing is, you've
So
talked about all this
mm,
motherhood, right? But you didn't even
no,
admit
guys,
that you
no,
are a
it's
mother
not
yourself.
that. It's a choice. It's a choice, Bream. Like having kids, it's too much. It's too much to give.
How many kids
So
you? How many
Look,
kids you
I'm,
got?
I'm going to jump in. I wish everybody happy Mother's Day. See you guys later. Bye bye.
I said, bro.
Matilda, thank you, thank you. Always been a pleasure. But yes, definitely, we only have 3 or 5 more minutes. So anything that you kind of like, wanted to kind of like share within this Mother's Day. That's why people are
Well,
greeting me Happy Mother's Day. That's why Sir G greeted me Happy Mother's Day.
well, the thing
Because
is,
I am a
you're talking
mother.
about all this mother stuff, but you didn't even admit that you're a mother yourself.
Said that earlier when I started, this stream. I said,
All
as
right,
a
all right,
mother as well, I
okay,
said that, like
I
this,
was,
this, and that.
okay.
There
I
are
missed it.
certain
Okay,
things.
sorry. All right, I missed that bit.
I just don't really share that a lot because it's something that
How
I
many kids you
don't,
got? How
not,
many kids you
it's
got?
not my content, and I don't like talking about my like them because they don't want to be in this world where I kind of like play around. Ayan. Happy Mother's Day, boss. Love you. Ayan.
Hey,
Admin is virgin.
happy Mother's Day, I see. All right, you're a sweetheart.
Admin is virgin. Yes. That's why you have to respect me more.
Jesus Christ, yeah, I fucking yeah. I can't say nothing about that one.
Now, okay. Questions. Enough of the deep questions. Let's just kind of like hang out, for a couple more minutes. Let's hang out, Ayan. Everybody in the chat, let's just hang out. Have a good laugh. Ayan. And be grateful. Be grateful to all the mothers out there that doing their job, no matter how hard it is, especially the single mothers out there, that are trying hard to raise their kids with the
Well,
best.
it's not just the single mothers. How about
with the-
just the families that are just trying to survive?
Oh, this is actually for Ryan. This is going to be tough. My mom is a good person, but she is going through after losing her husband. Yes, because Ryan's dad just passed away actually a couple of days ago. I think weeks now. So yes. So yes,
Yeah, sorry.
hugs for your mom, Ryan.
Yeah, so sorry to
Yeah.
hear that. That's not easy.
Death is always not easy, especially the unexpected ones.
Especially
At
those
some
Yeah,
point,
who have left. For
right?
for
It's
someone who left, for somebody who died, they don't know that. Only who suffer who those who get left.
Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's the thing,
You're right.
right?
You're
For
right.
you, John Queen. So let's get kind of like very awkward right now.
Well,
Your father, you've lived your life. Are you scared of death?
hang on.
Everyone
How do we
can answer
how do we
this.
get to the death thing?
Diba?
Well, no, not really. I don't even think about it.
Hmm.
I'm pretty healthy sort of dude.
How about you, Sergi?
Never at all. I tried to have it before and face it, but I win it, so I'm not afraid. I almost
Hmm.
did it, and
Some
not
people
anymore.
are
What about
scared
you?
of life.
What about you,
Me?
Icy? Yeah.
Well, before I become a mother, I don't really care. It's like we're going there. It's like we're just a minute away from, every second. But I think having kids is one of those things. You want them stable before you leave. So it's one of the scary stuff, I think. Being as a mother, that scares me. They still need me. So I don't want.
Yeah, well, stop
It's
putting
just
those.
me, I don't care.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, you gotta stop putting those contact lenses in. I reckon that's not doing your health too good. Those
Don't
contact.
tell me what to do, John Queen. This is my eyes.
You know what? As
I'll give
long
you a
as I
tip right
love,
now.
sorry, as long
Yeah, go for
as
it.
I love my mom too much, and the only reason that she is still alive because she has young grandchildren. So I'm afraid now because there are no young grandchildren. But now she's saying, I think when they finish college, I'm ready to go. So it means after perhaps 20 years.
So you have 20 more years. Ayan, Sergi. Ayan. I love you, Billy Jack. And Graham says, I'm scared of taxation. Okay, tax
That,
is coming. Ayan.
I'll tell you, that's one thing I
All
will
you
say about
said
the
is,
Filipinos. I love how they have that family orientation there. That they really do
mhm.
look after their family members in the Philippines. I love that. That's one thing I really do love about the Philippines is they really look after their family, don't they?
Yeah,
They really do.
that's what I
They
love
really
being a
do.
Filipino on the other part of life.
Isn't it?
That's making me like proud to be a Filipino. But
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
beautiful thing. It's a
that's a
beautiful thing.
beautiful thing. I kind of it's straightly speaking, I kind of don't see this much in any other culture or countries that parents, grandparents. Um, I was in Japan. It was a long time ago. I met a couple. They are old couples and they have children as well. They live by their own. They see their kids and grandchildren only during summertime holiday and winter holiday. They are they are happy with this kind of culture. But in Philippines, the place where I came from, like my mom, if my mom, she has before my dad met my mom already has a daughter from her ex-boyfriend, and my mom met my dad. And before that, my mother took over the responsibility of my elder sister. So my elder sister goes to my grandparents, where she became the princess and the center of attraction. That's my elder sister. And then
She must have
that's
been pretty girl. She's a pretty girl, obviously.
yeah, and that's made my grandparents, my mom parents, live longer because they start from zero again to my elder sister. And here I come to the world. And then after that,
You were
just
mate.
like this, they are taking normally they take their old or elder grandchild to be to be part of another fam, like to take over of them, like just like what happened to IC you too, right? You grow up with your
Mm,
grandparents, right? I like this kind of
yeah.
culture somehow, and somehow it's not, but I see the beauty in it. I don't see the
Yeah, it's
negative.
like, like for the most part, this is just what I'm saying, to end the live stream and just kind of like, as John Queen says, we only have one mother and one father. Whether we as kids, whether we like it or not, we owe that to them, even though we didn't choose to be born on this earth. It's irrelevant. You're on earth. whatever it is, you have to be very, very thankful that you're alive, you know. But at the end of the day, you have to understand it's up to you. You're gonna be an adult someday. You're gonna go and, like follow their footsteps or not. But it's your choice. So for all the mothers out there, make sure that you actually build that foundation, as well as the father, build that foundation to create, not just create, but kind of like make your kids a very nice people, because nice people, the earth needs it. We need more nice people in this earth, because that's how we're gonna balance this all balance, rudeness, entitlement, and gratefulness, and all of this shit that's going on. So as a mother, if you're gonna create a family, make sure you yourself is emotionally and mentally fit for all of this, as well as physical, actually sexually fit as well. Because if you're not sexually fit, you're gonna have, like, not a good gene as well. So you want to pass that gene as good, good genes throughout the thing.
Hang on, you think just a hug might work? Just a hug, would that be alright? Just a hug.
Just a hug.
A hug for what?
Just a hug, just a nice hug.
Just a nice.
Yeah, like for example, in Japan. Oh, this is actually a very funny story. So in Japan, we're not very touchy. In Japan, I think that's part. Yeah, I'm not. Like I actually feel like I'm weird like that, because for the most part, I love to touch the person I'm in love with, or I love.
Well, yeah, you must be pretty fucking touchy. You got a couple of kids already.
Yes. But at the same time, I'm so awkward when other people touch me. That's why I like my space.
Yeah, so
I don't like people touching me. I have problems with people touching me in the trains. I don't like crowded. I don't like people touching me, period. But yes, it depends on culture. In Japan, because they see me as a foreigner, like I'm multicultural, so they think I'm the huggy type, I'm the touchy type. So they actually would practice their, like, for example, they have to move to another branch. So they're gonna say goodbye to us that they work with. So most of these Japanese people, you would see in their faces how much they practice hugging someone.
All right, okay. So your children are test tube babies. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm talking about a story about Japanese culture about hugging. Because you asked for
you obviously don't like touching at all. So your kids must be test tube babies.
What test tube?
Test tube base.
This is the reason I don't talk about my personal life, because I don't like you blaspheming.
I still don't get that.
What is the average lifespan? No, I don't understand it. I remember that when I was in Japan, right? So, they're not very touchy people.
I mean, you obviously like touching. You got kids.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Of course. So who doesn't?
You don't have a problem.
You just want me to talk naughty. That's what it is, John Queen. I know what you're doing.
Well, you're saying one thing, but you're meaning another thing.
Nah. But anyways, yes, John Queen, Sergi, anything that you want to talk about the next generation, the kids out there right now, like how, for you in your eyes, how should they treat their mothers on Valentine's Day, on Mother's Day tomorrow? Any idea for them?
Yeah, I've got a good idea for you. How about we talk about love? What is love? What does love mean for you?
Love for me, I've always said this. Love for me is a choice. Because loving someone wouldn't always be easy. There's no easy on loving someone. Because that's another person, another mind, another perspective, another emotions. So love is a choice for me. You choose this person to love no matter what. You're gonna deal with it in the best way possible. And if
Yes,
you're
but
lucky enough,
what does it
the
mean?
other
What does it mean?
person will
What does it mean?
reciprocate it.
What does it actually mean in your
Choice.
head?
Like, okay, let's simplify it. When you marry someone, you choose that person to marry. And when you choose someone to marry, you shouldn't have a thought of divorce. You shouldn't have a thought of it. If it didn't work out, then that's good. We're going to have divorce. What I mean is love is at the end of the day, no matter the hardships, no matter the struggles, you'll find each other and you'll choose each other again and again and again. You're going to choose that life again and again. And that's love for me.
Well,
For me.
as far as I know, like Sir G here, he's had a very successful marriage, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
True. Another one. Yeah.
choosing it.
So what
Well,
I bet you I love what does love mean to you?
well, for me, love is like, it's like a plant. You have to complete nurturing it, because if you don't do, it goes to other side. That's why other people fall out of love. We
And
fall
that's why
in
I keep
love
saying it's a
and we fall
choice.
out of love. So it's like, you're starting doing beautiful thing until the last drop of it should be the beautiful thing. Because unless it's can be different from, from in any situation, like for the love for our parents, for the love for our partners, for the love for our kids. They are all different to each other, but one thing
Correct.
that the one thing that's make them different, and one thing that make them the same together, is that uh, the love is that we always have to practice and perform it and show it and let them hear it, see it if it's possible, because some people, they couldn't see, they couldn't hear, they couldn't believe easily that you love them. You have
Yeah.
to show them, you
It's
have
a
to.
beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing what you're saying right now. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, so it's
You're
like,
talking some truth. You're talking some truth. Keep
yeah,
going. Keep going. Keep going.
so it's like this. Love is a very interesting thing to do in this earth. For some people, it's easy. For some people, it's hard. But yeah, I think just let other people know you love them and they mean to you a lot. If it's very important to you. Otherwise, don't waste time.
How about you, John Queen? What is love for you?
Well, I think good old Sir G just summed it up right there. Like for me, like I said before, just give him a hug. Tell him, you know, tell him that you'll be all right. Like that. That's it for me. Give him a hug. Tell him you'll be all right. You're there for him. That's love in my eyes.
Very simple. Yeah.
It's
Well,
simple.
the thing is, love is very simple if you think about it. It's just a matter of like who are you sharing it with, because it's always not going to be easy for a lot of
Hey,
people, but it's
what?
doable.
Hey, I see. What's love for you?
I already tell you what's love for me.
Well, come on, tell us again. What is
Tell
it?
us again. You just don't want me
Oh,
to
love
tell.
is a choice. Love is a choice. That's not.
Yes. Love is a
I,
choice.
God, I can't believe that. Is that what you
It's
believe?
a
Really?
choice. It's basically, as I've said, it's a choice. It's choosing the person over and over and over and over and over again. But that's just for me, just for me, because that's
Do you
how I
believe?
see,
Do you believe?
being
Do
with
you
a
believe?
person no matter what.
Do you believe in like?
I love you, John Queen from CDJ, Captain Billy Jack.
Oh, I love him too. He's great. Do you honestly believe that no one is perfect and you can forgive people for their mistakes?
It depends. It depends on, this is what I'm saying. When it comes to love, it's very easy and yet it's complicated to a lot of people because we all have our kind of like line, you know. Like if you're a PDF file,
Oh God, yeah.
no
Jesus.
matter who you are, it's like
Nah,
you
yeah, of
get
course not. Yeah,
anything
you know,
that has, this is how I pinpoint my life. Anything that has to do with abusing, exploiting the kids,
oh God, yeah. I
give
mean,
me
yeah,
a favor
well,
and don't
exactly. And
associate
I would
yourself
say
with me.
99%, 99% of the people watching this would agree with you, and we'll all shoot him in the head. Bang. Goodbye.
Steve 808, thank you for the raid on Twitch. Arigato.
Arigato
And
gozaimasu.
when we'd all be 99% of us would be going bang in the head. See you later. No, we don't agree with that. And you know, come on. You know, what about, you got to think about the 99% of the people. You're thinking about the 1% of these fucking crazy bastards that do this shit. But don't think about that 1%. Think about the 99% who are doing the right thing. You know, the goodness. You know, that's what you should be thinking about. Don't think about the 1% who are doing the shit. Think about the 99% who are doing the good stuff.
This is DX and of course to Master Urago and arigato. Otsukare-sama deshita. Ayan. But yes, those are the things. So yeah, there are certain cases that I just, no matter, there's no
God.
justification
Yeah,
for me. It's like,
I'm
nah.
hearing you. Yeah, of course you're not gonna. What? Who condones that? No one condones that.
Nobody.
Yes. So yeah, it depends. So general questions sometimes need to have context because there are certain cases that's just
Yeah.
not.
Oh, yeah. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. And yeah, you really did give a good case with that one because yeah, I mean, God, there is no
Good
coming back.
morning, Master Uragon. Yes, Master Uragon actually is also into music, guys. So if you want, you can check Master Uragon out. He's also based in America, Filipino based in America. He lives in America too. So yes, definitely check him out. Ayan. But anything that you want to tell all of the people that's watching, ayan. Thank you guys for like BG, just learning, listening to us. Anything that you want to say. John Queen, let's start with you.
I want you to think of the 99%. Don't think of that 1%. All right? That's it.
Well, I'm full of love. Don't worry about that, John Queen. I'm full of love. As I've said, the reason I did my YouTube channel is because I was ready. No matter what ready it is, I'm just fit for it. I know that I want to share because I have so much love. And I'm not saying this maybe in an exaggeration way. I have too much of it that I need to kind of like pour it out or I'm going to get crazy. Too much love sometimes can make you crazy. It's just sometimes too much. You want to explode with love. And the only way I can, like share the love I have for life, the interesting things you can explore about life, the way you see life.
I love the way you talk. And the same with Sir G. I love the way Sir G talks as well. You're
That's
both
why we're
really.
friends.
really good at talking. Yeah, you're really good at talking. Both of you are really good at talking. I love that.
Adi!
Thank you.
Galaan from Master Uragan. What is the best time to visit Japan? Actually, depends on what kind of traveler you are. Like, if you don't like the heat, it's better to come here around November. Don't If you love the winter, come here on February because the snow for snowboarding is the best at February for the most part. And then if you're into events, musical events, any kind of events, and you're not really shying away from the heat, definitely summer because Japanese girls are nice to look at summer. Diba no, Sergi? Am I right, Sergi? Well, how about you, Sergi? You've been in Japan for as well, right? John Queen, you've been in Japan. He's eating. John Queen is eating. Ayan. But, so how about you, Sergi? It's like, what do you think is the best time to visit Japan?
I think it's depend on what made you interest to visit in Japan. Yeah,
Yes.
it's
So we will
there's
start
you
there, Master Uragon.
what do
Like
you want me
what kind of traveler you are,
to?
like what you want to see, experience, those things. Then I can pinpoint which one. But if you don't like heat, if you don't like the winter, go to like March, April, sometimes whichever March, April, May, it's just going to be super crowded on May. So I would say March, April is the best because it's not hot, it's not cold, but we have rain. So, just watch out for the rain.
I see.
Kind
Japan is always crowded.
of. Which,
especially
what is
especially the train station, they're always crowded. So I think there's no month to discuss when. So,
the thing
otherwise,
is with
they're gonna take
trains,
their
just
taxi.
just stop going to the tourist spot right now because like we have the highest this year. Like everyone is just going to Japan. Like even us Japanese, we don't want to go anywhere anymore. Like there's one island in Inoshima, they actually have like some kind of rules in there that only the locals can go first because too much foreigners. And also we have like they're talking about changing the prices for foreigner price and for us Japanese price. So there are things going around on, like in Japan. But
That's
if you want to experience the culture and the street food, so we were going. Well, anytime is good, but it
yeah,
just depends on
anytime and
the
any
weather.
like yeah in Tokyo. I think that is good. Culture about Tokyo is not really cultural. For me, I've been in Tokyo. It's not very
Mm.
cultural. If you want to go and find culture, I think more places um, like South
Kyoto is one.
yeah,
Kyoto definitely,
Kyoto.
but
And also
touristy.
um, because it's like city. I think it's will not be the same like any other city, but it will be the same as crowded like any other city in the world. Busy.
Yeah, I always get this one though. If always, especially in the train station, right? It's always a lot of people in there. Well, the thing is, don't you like it because you're gonna be, squeezed together with
I
the
don't.
cute ladies.
It's nice to walk. I remember that. It's nice to be in the train, but I feel like I was in the factory. Like it's very quiet and everyone doing their own business. They don't want to disturb other people. Like me and my other friends. Oh, I remember Rob. He is from South Africa, and Janie. She is Korean, but she was born in Australia. They are teasing each other like they're creating some noises, and I've seen some people who are Japanese but not brought up in Japan, so they are a little bit
Mm.
different in culture, and feels like my God, this is like a factory of kind of have
All right.
like
Okay.
factory.
Okay. I got a question for ICEE, right? ICEE,
Okay,
you
this
ready?
is the last question, everyone. Ayan.
Well,
Okay. Read it.
this is going to be one of the hardest questions you've ever had in your life.
Ooh. Okay.
I know you got hurt.
Everyone gets hurt, John Queen. Just
Do you
depends
want
on
to?
how much.
Do you want to share it?
Not really, because I have to go now.
Well, that's
Really,
the
over
question.
time
That's the
now.
question. That is the
Well,
question.
that's the question. But to answer your question, everyone got hurt, me included. Everyone
Well,
goes through that phase. That's why I always say, don't think that the world only revolves around you. Because if you widen up your eyes, you see there are tons of people out there that is worse, like having the worst time of their life. Whatever you're struggling, there's someone out there that is worse than you. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that in a good place, because I think once you understand how bad, life can be for other people, then you're going to be grateful of what you have right now in your life. Because someone out there, I swear to you, would totally, without even blinking, would take your life just to replace what they have right now. So for me, being pain is just part of it. You're not
hey,
gonna feel the
hey,
happiness, the
ICEE,
full
ICEE.
happiness of life if you never had a pain or heartaches or
Hey,
so.
ICEE. I just want to let you know I'm going to give you a hug and tell you you're going to be all right.
Of
Okay?
course, I'll be all right. I will
That's very Aussie.
always be
Do
all
that for
right.
you.
That's very
Aussie,
Aussie.
Aussie, Aussie,
That's very Aussie.
Aussie, Aussie, oi, oi, oi.
Oi,
I
oi.
see. Yeah,
Oi,
right.
I see, I see, oi.
This is the thing, pain
Yeah,
is
it's very
relative.
good.
It's very relative. All of us share our own pain. It's just a matter of how much and how grave it is. But don't feel like you're the only person who suffers that, because someone out there, it's very impossible that what you're feeling doesn't someone out there would totally understand it. Someone out there already passed it, surpassed it, and they're fine. So all of you guys, we're gonna be fine. We are gonna be fine. And Miss Icy, my break is over. Back to work, matane. Ayan, Master Uragon, arigato. Ayan, kyotsukitte.
Arigato. Hey,
Ayan. Going to experience the train rush. Arigato. Arigato gozaimashita. Ayan. Thank you, John Queen. That's what John Queen looks like. Ayan. But
yeah, I'm
thank
such a
you
handsome
guys for
man.
everyone. Yes,
Mm.
ICEE is awesome. Oh, thank you, Bruce. But everyone, ayan, okay. Ito na talaga. Last na talaga to ah. This is the last. Ayan. Message for tonight for people out there in the world. Let's start with you, John Queen.
What?
Message,
The hell?
message for tonight. Ayan. Just
I
kind of
already.
like you're tucking in someone to bed. How are you gonna tuck them into bed?
Oh, for fuck's sake! All right. Jesus. I'd have to say something like, okay, I have to say something like this. Hey, baby, let's get down. Let's get dirty.
Okay. That's so
I
gross. I'm talking about like tucking people in bed. And
isn't that just fucking gross?
knowing
How
others
you
are
gonna do it?
doesn't help
Come on,
your situation. Only
how you
you
gonna
can
do it?
make
How
it.
you gonna do it? Hey, come on, Sir G, and then I want to hear Ozzy how she's gonna say it. She's gonna say, "Come here and fuck me."
No. I won't do that. I can only say that to one person. And if I'm allowed, then I'll probably say that to another person.
Mhm.
But anyways, ayan, kidding aside, ayan, John Queen is being naughty na. Ayan, we have
I'm
to
not. Hey, you
see.
was being naughty. I think we need to hear Sir G how he's going to do it. Then we need to hear how you're going to do it. Oh,
Okay, surgery.
Me, what was that?
sexy.
Like message for the viewers. Don't follow John Queen, you know. John Queen has his own universe going on.
Well, from the time that human race started to live in this earth, okay, we've seen those many stories and everything, and tried to live like this is the present situation, this is the new generation, and the only thing that I can say is that live the life you want to live the life you want to live the life
Mm,
no matter what, no matter what, live the life, choose the life you
wow,
want to live.
that's nice. Ayan. At dahil dyan, guys, ayan, thank you so much, Sergi. Thank you. That's your name, Sergi. Ayan, naiba-iba na yung pangalan mo, Sergi. Ayan, and of course, to
I
John
love you.
Queen.
I love you, Serge. I love you, man. I love you.
Ayan.
Honestly,
It's
love you.
such a
Thanks,
pleasure.
bro.
Such a pleasure to be with you guys. You know, you've been such a wonderful piece of my life. You're already, all of you guys that in my channel, all of you are kind of like part of my life now. I like knowing all of you. If you don't know
I
about that,
see.
go
I see.
into
What
your.
is your
Hmm?
message?
Yes, this is my message. You keep cutting me off.
Oh,
But
Jesus. Oh, she's
anyways,
strict, man.
yeah,
Oh God, she's so strict. You know, I feel like God. Don't
no,
say
no,
this.
no. John
That
Queen, no, no. Seriously. This is my message for everyone.
yeah,
You
she
know,
could have
like
kicked you in
if
the balls. She
nobody
kicked you in the
loves
balls.
you,
This girl.
if nobody loves you guys, ayan, ICEE will love you in my stream. So come here every Saturday. The Saturday na for John Queen.
Oh,
I
isn't
thought
she
it's
a
serious
bloody
for John Queen.
sweetie?
But anyways, John Queen, ayan, thank you so much, guys. You know, John Queen is one of those people that people likes to stir it up. You know, but you're gonna see him probably more often in my stream. He's a good guy as far as I know. So always
Well,
behave, John
right.
Queen. I do
uh,
appreciate, you
I
know,
see, I
how you
see, I see.
behave.
I see. Can I cut you? I think most women doesn't like good guy. They like bad boys.
Well, they don't know
Bad boys. What you gonna
no,
do?
they don't know what they're missing with good and nice guys. You know,
Huh?
good and nice guys are pretty much fun. You just have to explore them and let them be a man. You know, they would rise when they can. You know, I
What
think that's what it is.
what do you mean? Like stiffen up? And you mean
Which
like
But
one?
the
rise?
thing is, you know, like nice, like I would see
Okay.
Sergi as nice, man. I would see John Queen when he wants to be, he can be a nice man. You know, that's why I keep talking to John Queen because I feel like I've told him this many times. I like the John Queen that I saw at one stream. And I'm very thankful actually. I do appreciate this a lot from you, John Queen, that when you're in my stream, you actually do an extra effort to be respectful of everyone, especially our cultures are different. You know where's the line, when it's not that, then you stop, where what your place is in. So I do really appreciate that. So yeah, that's just kind of like what I wanted to
Well,
tell
it's
all of you
really
guys.
hard. It's really hard for me to to actually stop it.
You mean
What?
you are doing extra miles for that? You
Yeah,
try to,
Uh,
I'm
you
going
did
the
a
extra
great
mile.
job.
Yeah, I am going the extra mile, aren't I? Hey,
You did
I'm
great.
going
You
the
did
well, just
excellent.
remember, John Queen. The same with me. I'm trying to be filtering everything that I want to say sometimes, and it's really, really hard for the most
yeah,
part
yeah.
to filter
I know.
words just
Oh
to not
God, I love
upset.
it. I love it. Yeah, swear at me. I love it.
Yeah, but that's how we attract people, the people that we want to attract. We have to be accountable of our own actions, our own words, so that we can attract the right people that we want to be a part of our own life. And I think that's just kind of like the harmony. You're making a harmony, and that's a
It's
very,
about,
very
yeah,
key
it's
thing.
about, yeah, like you say, good vibes, good vibes.
Good
Yes,
vibes. Yeah,
we
good
can
vibes.
talk nasty,
Good
we can
vibes.
talk dirty. There are times and moments for that. And that's just what
Yeah,
I'm saying. I can be all of that,
I
but
get it.
there are moments and time for that. So thank you for people who understand that and keep doing it and cooperating with me on my stream.
I
I
just
really
wonder.
appreciate it.
I'm just wondering when the times are going to be when we can talk dirty.
Oh yes, definitely.
Dirty. Well, the thing is, you guys spent the whole time. I told you if I end up open panel early, I'm gonna have my members live stream for sexually fit. But now it's 1 a.m. I don't have any time anymore to stream. So our sexually fit live stream, I know my members are probably waiting for this. I'll
Yeah,
definitely gonna get a time for it that everyone can actually. And for the non-members, don't worry,
and
I'll
I,
upload
I
it for
see.
you
Can
okay,
we
guys.
do
thanks
that
for having
before we
me.
get back
I
to the
see.
island?
Thanks for having me, and
Okay,
nice
hold
to
on.
meet
One
you.
at a time. One at a time. Okay, what's that, Sergi?
I see. For this kind of live stream, if you can do it before, I think maybe on this month, because I'm not very sure if we're gonna go to the island next month or before end of this month. We don't
Oh,
have
yes, yes,
we
yes.
don't have the details yet, but whether it's getting nicer, we wanted to have much of the much of the life there rather than here in the city.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
otherwise, I
Totally
will catch you. But it's
noted. Ayan. Thank you, guys. Ayan, thank you. Ayan, Sergi, John Queen, have a wonderful weekend. Arigato for coming. And
I,
also to Matipid Lolo, ayan, thank you for being in the panel. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.
bye bye. Arigato gozaimashita.
Ah, arigato gozaimashita. Ayan, yes, ayan, yes. And guys, thank you so much, ayan. And of course, to Graham, Bruce, Matipid, ayan, Puts and Boots, Miss Manny, to all the people in here right now, Master Uragon, ayan. If I didn't mention you guys, and I'm sorry, but for everyone who comes from the start of my stream till now, thank you so much for everyone. I do appreciate every Saturday you spend time with me. The time is very precious, and you spending it with me is really, really such a wonderful thing to do for another human being like me. So thank you for that. Oyasumi, have a wonderful, wonderful big up. I see, Ayan. Don Bass, you missed John Queen. I don't know where's John Queen right now, but that was not a compliment. I have the worst track record in the world finding a partner. We're gonna figure it out, CBJ, Ayan. And Matipid Lolo, I don't know anybody that dreams of growing old with their parents. Eventually, your parents get old and pass on. Then you are by yourself. That is sad to be old and alone. Yes. But anyways, have a wonderful. I missed JQ. I've been part of his sausage fest for the last 3 days. I know he was here earlier, Ayan. But anyways, thank you so much, Don Bass. Thank you for dropping by. I hope next week we're gonna get to see each other again. And please do watch out for my wine treat day. Ayan, it's gonna be a wine festivities with different people and YouTuber and viewers alike. I'm going to have that special guest for all of you to actually be grateful on that day for whatever it is, we have to be grateful for. So thank you so much, everyone. Otsukare sama deshita and oyasumi. Ayan, mata raishi. Ayan, bye-bye. Ciao, ciao. At dahil sa channel na ito, ayan, kayo lahat ang BIDA! Bye-bye, guys! Ciao, ciao! Mwah! Bye-bye! Ciao! Let's see. Bye. Thank you, guys. Titi, arigato. Mikey, arigato. Thank you, everyone. Admin, pahinga din pag may time. Bye-bye, guys.
Wow! Congratulations! Wow! Congratulations!
Good night, admin. Good night, everyone.